Woo! Main event, baby. The main event is here. This what we've been waiting for, man. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Guy, coming at y'all with another episode of Drop It Dimes with Mr. Guy. And today I'm going to preview the big showdown this Sunday night. The fifth-ranked LSU Tigers will take on the eighth-ranked Florida State Seminoles. Can't wait. I'm going to just give my thoughts on the matchups and everything. Before I get into this video, for everyone, if you want to get in contact with me or holler at me or reach out or some other information, I got all that down in the description box. Go down there, check that out, and come get at your boy, man. Come holler at me. Woo! LSU versus Florida State, man. First, starting off with last year, man, I was there in the dome. It wasn't pretty. Florida State jumps out to a big lead. Malik Neighbors had some fumbling, punt return issues. The offensive line couldn't block. Um, Florida State gets a couple of nice big passes by Jordan Travis. Jordan Travis actually destroyed LSU on third downs last year. Making some good throws and running and stuff. And late in the game, man, it looked like the game was out of hand. LSU goes down and scores. Malik Neighbors fumbles a punt, and we thought the game was over. For some reason, I decided to not walk out of the dome, and lo and behold, Florida State idiotically tried to run a toss play, and LSU recovers, and LSU goes all the way down in 90-something yards and score, basically as time expired. But then we thinking, okay, we about to have an epic overtime matchup and this and that, and then Florida State blocks the extra point. Wow, that was just that was tough. That was a tough night in New Orleans, man. That was just really tough. Fast forward a year later, remember last year's matchup was two unranked teams. Two teams that, Brian Kelly's first year at LSU, after LSU had two tumultuous seasons with Coach O, and Florida State, there's a lot of people talking about Mike Norvell being on the hot seat. So, and then that turned out to be one of the better finishes in all of college football last year. Like I said, you fast forward a year later, these are two top 10 teams. After both teams have really good seasons, have 10-win seasons, and return quarterbacks and a bunch of skilled people and stuff, we have a top 10 matchup in Orlando, and this game is expected to be the most watched game all weekend. First, looking at the opponent, I'm going to look at Florida State at first. They're a loaded team, man. Jordan Travis is back, big time quarterback, big time production last year. Could run, could throw. They got a really explosive offense, man. Trey Benson is back. A guy that's expected to do a lot of things. They got Johnny Wilson over there, big time receivers back, and they add Opelousas, Louisiana native Keon Coleman, who's expected to do some real nice things. They got a very experienced offensive line. Got a lot of guys that played a lot of football along that offensive line. And then, like I said, on the D line, we all know the name Jared Verse, man. He destroyed us last year. He destroyed everybody. He's expected to be a pretty high draft pick next year, and he's on that D line. We got to figure out him, And they got a guy like Fentrell Cypress in the secondary. Look, this Florida State team is good, man. They rank 8th for a reason. They're good, man. It ain't no, oh, they overrated. Nah, this is a good football team, man. And it shows, and they got a chance to do just as much stuff as we believe we got a chance to do this year. And the game is at Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. Florida State has never lost over there in the history of their school. They never lost in Orlando before. So it's going to be a big matchup, man. And then you're looking at LSU, man. Jaden Daniels is back. Last season it didn't really start off too well. It was more of a running back than a quarterback. But as the year progressed, he became more and more confident and more settled in the system. And I'm expecting big things out of him in this matchup in this season. The offensive line is much better than it was last year. I mean, we got we had Will Campbell. I mean, Will Campbell is wearing the number 7 patch, for crying out loud. That should let you know how better the O line is, and John Emery and all those guys at the tackle positions. Running backs, we deep. We don't have John Emery again. We didn't have him last year, but when you talk about Noah Kane and Trey Bradford and Josh Williams, Logan Diggs will be in this matchup. You got the freshmen, Caleb Jackson, Trey Holly. LSU is loaded in the backfield. Wide receivers, man. I'm looking for a big Malik Neighbors revenge game. Malik Neighbors was terrible in this game last year. He muffed at least two punts, might have been three, but he muffed at least two. He's not gonna be the punt returner this time. It's gonna be Aaron Anderson, but I'm looking for Malik Neighbors to do things, man. Kyron Lacy, Sheldon Sampson, Brian Thomas, Chris Hilton. Like, this is a very deep wide receiver room. Aaron Anderson. The D line. We missing Mason Smith. That's a big blow. I'm not gonna lie, especially in a matchup like this. That's a prime time matchup like this. Not having Mason Smith is an issue. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like it isn't. But Makai Wingo is out there. Preseason All American. Hearing things about George Jefferson, the transfer from West Virginia. Savion Jones and those guys, man. Linebacker. It's another thing. We got the best linebacker in the country, man. Harold Perkins, who all I can remember him doing in this game last year was picking up a personal foul penalty on a special teams situation. He wasn't really a part of the game plan yet when we played Florida State last year. He's expected to be out there and wreaking havoc, man. And then in the secondary, the corners are a little inexperienced with Zayek Alexander and Deuce Chestnut as far as playing at LSU, but they have played a lot of football in their career. And then you got Brooks and Burns in the back. It's a matchup, man. You got really good players all over the field, man. My thing for LSU offensively against this Florida State defense, LSU got to run the football, man. I don't think Florida State was great against the run last year. LSU got to line up with all these running backs and run the football and take your chances downfield when they present itself. And then on the other side of the ball, man, the corners are going to be in for it, man. The corners got to step up. I feel everywhere else, LSU will be okay. Florida State going to win some battles, but I feel like LSU will be okay. It comes down to Zay Alexander and Deuce Chestnut going up against Johnny Wilson and Keon Coleman. To me, that's basically what it comes down to, man. Now looking at the game, man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of energy in that building. I wish I could be out there. But I tell you what, I think that LSU, when it's said and done, I think LSU gets their revenge from last year. I think LSU steps up, and I think LSU pulls this game off. I got LSU winning. I'll go like 30-23 or something like that. I think LSU will get it done. But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe. I'm going to have LSU, NCAA, and content on my other teams throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Go Tigers.